How you guys doing? We're live. My name is Winston, and today we're going to be talking about the shooting of a young black man named Jordan Edwards. The sad death of this young man over the weekend is basically just another in a stream of shootings that have been committed by rogue cops. I don't say just cops because all cops are shooting innocent people, but rogue cops are. This child was about 15 years old. His name is Jordan Edwards. This is a story. He was basically at a party. Okay, 15 years old. Someone calls the cops and says, "You know what? There's underage drinking, which happens at a lot of teen parties." And and I also want to say, I don't know how they even knew that, but they say maybe somehow saw someone leaving who was drunk. I don't know, but they said there's underage drinking, and they call the cops saying also that there's noise, okay, which of course happens at probably most parties, okay. So they call the cops come, because that's their job, is to come when people call them for certain things. Nothing wrong with that. They come. Jordan Edwards is leaving the party in a car as a passenger, okay. The cop who's basically hopefully under investigation right now um was driving past them one way or another, and came parallel to their car and decides to pull out his gun and shoot into that car, okay. And he killed Jordan Edwards, who's 15 years old. And that's basically the end of that, or so it seems. Now, what looks like someone in the police department basically came out soon after and basically said that the reason why the cop shot into the car was because of the fact that he felt threatened because the car was reversing in an aggressive manner towards him, which caused him to have to pull out his weapon and fire into the car. Um, the same man comes out later and says he made a verbal mistake, and that was not actually true what he said, and that he just made a verbal mistake basically, because video came out showing that the car was not reversing at all in an aggressive manner, okay, which is what the people in the car said all along, that what he's saying is untrue. What actually is shown is that what actually happened is that the cop shot into the car um, and blew out, okay, the he blew out the driver's side, okay, and passenger windows, okay, with a bullet that he shot, okay, into the car and killed Jordan Edwards, okay. If he was behind him, okay, and they were reversing in an aggressive manner, he wouldn't have been able to do that. All he would have been able to do is shoot the rear windshield out. That would have been all he would have been able to do, the back windshield. He wouldn't have been able to shot across like that, okay, if he was behind them. Okay, and the video showed that, so of course the cops had to come out and say, "Oh no, well, that story was incorrect." That's immediately what they said, which is probably what the cops told them to say, or what the story they came up with to protect him. Okay. Now I want to say this first of all. Number one, it's a shame that this child was shot and killed. God rest his soul. But I also want to say this. I heard online, learn about this story. I heard online, people saying what they usually say, that basically that this cop could have been scared. Okay. I just want to say this, that that excuse should not be used in instances like this. Okay. And we should not even ourselves use that kind of language, except for when it's called for. Now, Jordan Edwards standing outside with a M16 in his hand, or with two guns in his hand, okay, they're not gonna understand the cop maybe feeling threatened. If Jordan Edwards was doing something erratic, or had someone that was holding someone hostage, or had someone in the chokehold, or doing something that just seemed to be aggressive, they're not gonna understand. Maybe you pull out your taser, or you pull out the mace, or you pull out the baton or something, okay. But to actually sit there and pull out your gun and shoot to a car, or I can't even understand if someone calls the cops and says, "Hey, there's a black car leaving who's here, who's been causing a lot of disruption, shooting people. We've seen people in the car with a gun. And there's four people in the car, and he comes up to the scene, and there's four people in the car that's black that fits the description." And I can understand, maybe you understand, maybe you may feel the need to do something, okay, like that. But the fact that you pull up to a scene where there's basically the report is that there's a party going on and it's too loud, and you come and pull out a gun and shoot to a car you don't know anything about, it doesn't make any sense at all, except for if intentionally want to shoot into that car because you want to kill a black person, which is exactly, trust me, what this guy wanted to do. He wanted to kill a black person. He came to the scene, saw this was an opportunity, shot into the car, gave this bogus story, and said that, hey, they were approaching me. I felt scared. Okay. We need to stand up against things like this. One of the things that we here at RMS, now RMS stands for Revolution Movement Society. It's a social justice program and community group that I started in 2014. Basically, what we do is we come up with ways we meet every other week. If you're in the Philadelphia area, of course, we want you to come to one of our meetings. We meet every other Saturday from 3 to 5. Okay. Right now, we're meeting in University City, West Philadelphia. If you're in the area, come on down. Hit us up in the comment section for more information. You can also see where we're meeting, with time, of course, and we have free food and drinks provided. It's all free on our website at www.rmsphilly.blogspot.com. Once again, that's www.rmsphilly.blogspot.com. Okay, to find out more information. Okay, but one of the things we're doing right now is we have a petition called the Unarmed Civilian Justice Act. Okay, once again, the petition is called the Unarmed Civilian Justice Act, and what this petition basically does is it makes it so that if anyone is shot by a police officer and that person is unarmed, okay, whether they're shot or shot and killed, okay, and they're shot, by unarmed by a police officer, that police officer has to go in front of a trial by a jury. Okay, they may say, well, that doesn't make any sense. That usually happens. No, it usually doesn't happen. Actually, probably more than 90% of the time, cops that shoot or kill unarmed civilians never face the inside of a courtroom ever. Even though there's usually loud outcries for them to face a trial, what happens usually is that a judge will say, no, they don't need to face a trial by jury because they're getting that cop off. Okay, now, and that cop basically doesn't have to face anything. That causes a problem because it happens so much. Road cops know they can shoot minorities. If a cop happens to be a KKK member, okay, it's not against the law being a KKK member. You want to be a KKK member, be a KKK member, okay? If that's what you want to do, okay? I don't agree with the KKK at all, but you're the right in the United States of America to be a member of any group you want to be a group of, okay? Let's say a cop is group of that. Let's say a cop is a member of that group, and that group, of course, has a strong hatred against minorities and blacks, okay? If you're a part of the KKK, you're also a cop, okay? And there are many cops who are KKK members, okay? It's just a fact. And you decide, and you see a minority, and you want to kill them because of your hatred towards them, you now have a free license, okay, to do so, because you know that, hey, 90% of the time, we're let off for doing this, and nothing's going to happen to me. I'm basically just cry up and say, hey, I'm going to say that they were, I felt scared, okay? And that's why I had to do this. And just let the guy before me and the guy before me and the guy before me, I'm going to get off, and nothing's going to bad and happen to me at all. I may even get donations, like Drew Zimmer, who got thousands of dollars, maybe even $1 million worth of donations, okay? When he murdered Trayvon Martin, he murdered an innocent child with an unarmed teen. He approached him, stalked him, killed him, and people send him money, okay? Well, his parents have to pay for the funeral, they have to find money for the funeral, have to find money for this and for that, okay, and ask for public support. The same thing with this guy right here, who was this 15-year-old who was killed, Jordan Edwards. His family has to now find money to take care of the funeral, find money for stuff. They put all this money into his child. They raised him, and now he's basically dead, and for no good reason at all, just because this guy decided to shoot a minority, okay? Now you may say, once again, well, what can I do? Sign this bill. Go on our website. The Unarmed Civilian Justice Act can be, you can sign your name on the bill. Okay, basically it's a proposed bill. It's not a law yet. We want it to be a law. What we're going to do is we're going to take it to state reps, and when you do the same, take it to your state reps, take it to Congress, and say, hey, this is a bill we stand behind. Can you guys please work this out so that it can become law? Okay, so that's what we're doing. We want you to stand behind this bill. Go to our website, www.rmsphilly.blogspot.com. Put your name down, okay? You may need to sign in on Gmail, but do that. Put your name down and join in this bill. So when we take it, we can say, hey, we have 1 million signatures, 2 million signatures, however many we get behind this bill. Okay, this is something that people want. Okay, we want to know that we're, as minorities, if our children are approached by road cops, that cop doesn't know that I have a free license basically to go and murder anyone I want to, because I know that I'll get off. Okay, that's something that's a change. Okay, Also want to talk about really quickly about like I said earlier, about the fact that many times we say, well, the cop was scared. He may have been scared. Okay, you know, how could you be scared when you're basically the one with the gun and they don't have a gun? How could you be scared when the call was not about someone waving a gun around, but about kids acting disorderly and disorderly conduct? How could you be scared? You're a cop. Okay, it's not like you're forced to become a cop. You chose to become a cop. You chose to take this job to deal with the so-called scum of the earth. You chose to deal with people who you know are going to be difficult to deal with. Okay, so for you to use this, you say, "Oh, I'm scared," which I use many times. Like this cop who says they were reversing towards me and I felt threatened or scared. You understand what I'm saying? You chose basic situations. So for you to be scared, that's not an excuse. Okay, you've been through training, basic training. We do all of that. Okay, where they train you to deal with adverse situations. Okay. On something that you were scared. If you were scared, I'm sure they train you not to pull out your gun first. They give you a taser because you're supposed to reach for that first, or maybe try to talk it out before you reach for the gun. Now, of course, the person is waving a gun at you, then of course you have to shoot because now your life is in danger. If your life is in danger, you should not be scared. You shouldn't feel like, well, my life's in danger because there's a minority in front of me. My life is in danger. Okay. If that's the way you think, you should not be a cop. Okay. And this is just simple. You should be a cop in United States of America that's full of minorities. If when you see a minority, you feel scared. Okay. So to wrap this video up, please go to the website, sign a petition, share this video if you can. Get the word out. And if you know there's something else you can do to bring justice to this situation or any other situation similar to this, go ahead and do that. Talk to you guys later. I'm signing out. RMS Philly. Subscribe. And talk to you guys later. Have a great day.